Hello, welcome back to Glad Models Today. I'm Randy Newby.
And I'm Walt Mills.
We are the two guys of fashion, aren't we?
Don't look like fashion?
Well, we're kind of fashion. One thing, we do own Glad Models Agency, so I guess in a way, that kind of makes us know something about fashion.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
How are you today, Walt?
I'm doing great. So what do you do? What is your portion and part of this agency?
I promote this agency. Do a whole lot of promoting, looking for new models, trying to find work, or I guess we should say jobs for the models, looking for different model calls, casting calls, runway events. And you, sir?
Oh, I'm a photographer. I've been a photographer for 25 years commercially, and I do many of the photo shoots and also cover all the events and the fashion shows that we are in, or our folks are in, or we participate in.
Well, you know, one thing that really makes us unique, I say unique, is that how many agencies the partners are a photographer and a promoter. I mean, most people don't do that when they start an agency, you know, they're just somebody. But anyway, one thing I did want to touch on, kind of a recap of who all we've talked to in our past, what do you want to call them? Tubecast?
Tubecast. We're going to call them Tubecast.
Yeah, Tubecast.
We're going to create that name.
Yeah. Our first one was with Heather Marie Designs.
Right, with the hats.
Oh, beautiful.
Where's
Where's your yellow hat?
She embellishes hats.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, it'll float across in the middle.
It'll show up. But yes, I really like her designs, how she embellishes all the hats. That's pretty cool. You don't see a lot of that anymore. But that's Heather Marie Designs. And we also interviewed Marie Makeup Artistry, which is owned by Amanda Abram.
She was great. She did a video. If you'll watch for it, it'll be down here in the link. It's also on our Glad Models YouTube page. And she took one of our models and did a full makeup on her and then described that and talked to Randy about how she put the makeup on and applied everything.
Oksana was our model.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. And she used Haley Love cosmetic line, Love Story Cosmetics, which she specializes in. Now, first off, she does make her own cosmetic line, which is really nice because it's all organic. No testing on animals or things like this.
It was beautiful. It was very, very vivid. Take a look at that video. I was interested in just the mechanics of how she makes this, how she puts it together, how she packages her product. It was kind of cool. Yeah. So watch the video for that.
Yeah, it's a good product. You know, we have some good upcoming people we're going to be interviewing. One of them real soon, Marcella Jones.
Marcella's a designer.
And she's been out of the industry for, I don't know, a couple of years now. But she's coming back really strong. She and I have talked quite a bit. She's bringing her line back, plus some new ideas. And we're real excited. And Dallas should be real excited about seeing her come back with her new designs.
Absolutely. I'm all over that. I can't wait to do a runway show or something like that.
Yeah, there's some upcoming events going to happen that's going to really put Dallas back on the map. I mean, we're on the map, but, it's going to help a lot more with runway events.
Number 3 in the nation as far as fashion.
Well, that's what we understand.
Behind New York and Los Angeles.
Yes.
So let's get with it. The one thing we haven't talked about is why you should join an agency, either our agency or some other agency. We certainly hope you join ours, but there are many things that you get out of an agency, such as social media following, social media inputs. We train our models on social media. We coach them. Also, we give them that call to action when a photographer says, hey, let's do a photo shoot. Instead of doing a trade for time, basically you might say, well, let me talk with my agent, which immediately elevates your status. We can then go in and talk about some compensation, and it elevates your standing in the community and also gets you maybe a little money in your pocket. Can I say
Well, I don't think we can say that. But, one thing I was going to jump in on, in our agency, or one thing good about being with an agency, being a signed model, a lot of the top-notch photographers in our industry really only want to work with an agency model.
Yes.
But our models have been professionally trained, and photographers, they really want to see that. A lot of photographers don't want to have to direct a model. They want to know that as soon as they put the camera up, well, she starts posing.
Right.
And that's one thing that agencies really we push about.
Absolutely. As a photographer, I can tell you when the model comes and she has had some experience and she has watched the information that we have given her and trained, it's a much easier photo shoot and it goes much faster. The hair, of course, only has a certain lifespan when it's done. The makeup the same way. So if you're doing a 2-hour shoot versus an hour shoot, the makeup's much fresher, the hair's much fresher.
Yes,
it's a
it
much
is.
easier shoot and much better output.
Another thing about being with an agency is that myself being the agent and Walt is that when we have something coming up or we're trying to find them some work, well, we've checked with the client. We've gone through and make sure that everything is, I guess you want to say, on the up and up.
Right.
We're not going to send a model out to something that we haven't really checked into.
In addition to that, I think that it's important that sometimes a client will come to us and ask for a certain model that they have seen on our website, and that model may not be available, and we can say, well, we have this model, they meet the same criteria, and the job is sold, and you may, not being the number one model, be the number two model, and you have a job where you may not have had anything, and the agency contributed to that.
That's true. That is very true. One thing about our agency, too, is like I tell any new model, is that we will never make you just a picture on the wall.
Right. And also, if you join our agency, every model opportunity is something that you can say no to. I'm busy. We all have a job. We have day jobs.
Life happens.
Life happens. My day job is a photographer, and sometimes a model may be at work. They may not be available. They get off at 7. The thing starts at 6 or vice versa. And so if you say, I can't do it, that's not a negative in this agency.
Excuse me real quickly, because one thing I wanted to talk about that is that we have had other photographers that might have had a cancellation. And they looked for the agency because they think, well, I can call them. They'll have somebody ready.
Exactly. Absolutely. One of the other things we do for all the models in our agency is we put them on our webpage, which the link's below or maybe right here. And the webpage, of course, has the image. It also has stats. It has the background pictures in both lifestyle and runway, and we can talk about that in a moment. But the website promotes you. We also include you on our Facebook page. We have a Glad Models Facebook page. Like us. And we also have, of course, the Instagram page. So we're all over social media for two old guys.
Yeah, we are. Like I say, if you go look at our website, which is gladmodels.com, it'll say it down below. You can, like Walt was saying, you can go on to the menu. You can look at women. You can look at the men. Our lifestyles. We have Runway. We have our influencers. So it's just not like one page that you look at and move on.
Absolutely. Tell us the difference between lifestyle and runway.
Well, first off, a runway model is usually in our industry is going to be at least 5'7" tall and up. A lot of them will be a size 0 to size 4, which is what a lot of fashion designers, they design clothes for runway models of that size. Right. Now, a lifestyle model,
that can actually be any size, anything from 5'4" to 5'9" to 6'2", and basically those are the people you see in the ads in the webs, newspapers, etc.
Like commercial, editorial, print,
YouTube. One of our models is in the ranch, and she's on their webpage. She's one of the ones enjoying that drink in the top of the banner, and she was compensated for her time for that. So lifestyle is almost anything that's not typically runway, and sometimes there's a crossover. You can be both a runway model and a lifestyle model. And while I've been talking, Randy didn't know it, but there's some lifestyle models that are coming up on the screen.
Cool.
All right.
And also in our agency, we have, well, like you just said, runway lifestyle size models.
What's new?
Well, hey, what's new?
What's new?
Pussycat.
We do children.
Oh, yes, we do.
It's also called kids on our website.
Yeah. And I was going to get into that because our ages right now range from 6 to 67. And I know a lot of you out there are probably thinking, wow, senior models? Well, yes, there's a big market for senior models.
Is. And for plus size models.
Oh, yeah.
That's just coming back really strong. And many of our models are also re-entering. They've been a model when they were younger, and they're now coming back into the modeling, or they perhaps in one case they've always wanted to do that, and she really had the ability to do it and came to us and we said, well, you'll work. And so she's now a model at 67 and being compensated for things that she'd never done before, had no prior experience. So we're pretty versatile. We're like a family.
Well, and also we do parts models. A parts model is anything a part of.
That's a hand.
Yes. Oh, okay. Not his hand, but anyway, no. A parts model is legs, arms, thighs, hands, face, lips, eyes. I mean, there's eyes models. You don't see anything but their eyes. So, there's a lot of versatility. I guess that's a word. Versatility, excuse me.
But
in
maybe
our
you have
industry.
a new word, versatility. That's something
I like
versatile
that.
with talent.
Yeah. And that's something we are going to get into, by the way, since you brought up talent. Eventually we will start getting into talent, acting, things of that nature.
Exactly. Voice talent, voiceovers, acting, etc.
Voiceovers, there's a big demand for that. And also, we will be discussing fashion. We will be talking about the new colors for the winter lines coming up. We'll be talking about the new jewelry, what's popular and, what's not anymore.
Hint, pearls are in, peach is in.
Yes. Yeah, soft colors are in this winter. Yes. So, yes, just like this color.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
From time to time, we'll have some of our models on for an interview, and you'll be able to hear their story, where they work, what they do, what drives them, and why they are models, and some of their exciting times. And many of our models have been on runways in New York. Here in Dallas, we have a number that have been in magazines. A couple have been front page. A couple have had an article about themselves in the magazine. So we have quite a few models that have done things that make their notoriety and make them a little more popular, and all while they were managed by Glad Models Agency.
So basically, if you're looking to be represented, if you're a new model and you don't really know where to start, please look us up. Go online. You can Google. I guess I can say Google.
You can. You can Google Glad Models.
Yeah, Glad Models Agency.
Randy, you can Google Walt. It'll all come out to the same place.
Yeah.
Just and my agency is Photos by Walt, and apparently that's a popular name because there's several places around. So you want Photos by Walt in DFW, and that's where we are. If you're watching this from some other location, we're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but we do manage models in other states and other locations. We have one model in Europe. We have a model in Florida, a model in
we have a fashion designer in Morocco.
Absolutely. And we also have another model in
California. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Alpine, Texas, Oklahoma City.
And so we're helping manage them. You don't really have to be, with the days of the internet, you don't have to be in the same city, same state. Be sure to like and subscribe. That information is below. And if you'd like to be part of this Tubecast and be a sponsor, that information is also below. And we have a number of sponsors that will roll up at the end of this video. Be sure and check out our Glad Models Facebook page, our gladmodels.com page, and our Instagram at Glad Models
_agency.
Bingo. Take us out of here, Randy.
So anyway, we're really glad that everybody, there's that word glad. I love it. We're really glad everybody joined us today. I'm Randy.
And I'm Walt. And we're going to try to do this once a week.
And we are the two guys of
fashion.
As you say, really?
Really?
Yes, we are. Anyway, thank y'all for joining us. This is Glad Models today. Y'all have a wonderful day.